Good morning, children. Today we'll start with our next grammar topic, and the topic is adjectives. So, children, first of all, let's understand what adjectives are. Adjectives are describing words, and they describe persons, animals or birds, places, or things. Adjectives tell us what kind of, how many, how much, what color, etc. persons, places, animals, and things are. Now let's understand this better with some examples. So children, look at page number 26 of your grammar book. Now here some sentences are given. First is, Raman is a tall boy. Now here the word tall tells us what kind of boy Raman is. So we can say that the word tall describes the boy Raman. So tall is what? It's an adjective. Then this is a fat hen. Now what kind of a hen it is? Fat. So the word fat tells us what kind of bird this hen is. Okay? So the word fat describes what? It describes the hen. So fat is what? It's an adjective. Next, this is a white cow. Now the word white describes the cow. It tells what color this cow is. So we can say that the word white is the describing word as it is describing the cow. So white is what? It's an adjective. Adjectives are what? Remember children, they are describing words. You have learnt about describing words in your previous classes also. Next is, Arun has 2 balloons. Now here also the word 2 tells us how many balloons Arun has. So 2 is what? 2 is an adjective. And as I told you that adjectives tell us what kind of, or how many, or how much, or what color places, animals, persons, or things are. So in these sentences, words like tall, fat, white, and 2 are what? They are describing words. And children, describing words are called what? They are called adjectives. Okay? Now, adjectives also tell us about special quality of anything. Like here we can see crisp potato chips. So what kind of potato chips? Crisp. Right? Now similarly, kind woman. What kind of woman? Kind. So the word kind describes whom? It describes woman. So it is what? It's an adjective and it is telling us about the special quality of the woman. Okay? So adjectives tell us about the color, shape, or size, or how much, or how many things are there, or about the special quality of persons or things. Alright? Now children, another thing that I want to tell you is that adjectives can be placed before the nouns as well as after the nouns also. Like here, Raman is a tall boy. Now the adjective is placed before the noun boy. Okay? But now I'll give you some examples where you will notice that adjectives can be placed after the nouns they describe. Now look at these sentences. The tea is hot. The earth is round. The box is heavy. Now, in these sentences, hot, round and heavy are what? They are describing words, because the word hot here in the sentence describes the tea. Similarly, in this sentence, the earth is round. Now here the word round describes the earth. So it is what? It's a describing word. And here the box is heavy. The word heavy describes the box. So these three words here, hot, round and heavy, are what? They are describing words. But you can notice here that in these sentences, the describing word or the adjectives are placed after the nouns they describe. Like here, the tea is hot. Now hot is placed after the noun tea. Right? Can you notice? Similarly, in the second sentence also, the word round, which is describing the earth, is placed after the noun earth. And in the third sentence also, the word heavy is placed after the word box, which it is describing. So children, adjectives can be placed before the nouns they describe as well as after the nouns they describe. Now let's have a look at the exercises. Underline the adjectives in the following sentences. The rainbow has 7 colors. How many colors are there in a rainbow? 7. So the word 7 is what? It's an adjective. Next, father brought me a new set of brushes. Now here the word new is describing the set of brushes. What kind of brushes? New. Next, the old man could not cross the deep river. Now here, what kind of man are we talking about? Old. Okay. And he could not cross what kind of river? Deep river. So the word old and deep are the adjectives in this sentence. Next, lovely roses grow in the garden. What kind of roses grow in the garden? Lovely. Now the word lovely is describing the roses. So it is an adjective. Next, 15 children took part in the race. How many children took part in the race? 15. So 15 is what? It's an adjective in this sentence. Next, the oranges are ripe and juicy. Now here, the words ripe and juicy are describing the oranges. Okay, so therefore they are what? They are adjectives. Next, the little child refused to take the bitter medicine. Now here, the word little is describing the child. What kind of child? Little. And the little child refused to take the bitter medicine. What kind of medicine? Bitter. So these two words are the adjectives in this sentence. Next, I'll take up one more for you and then the rest you will try on your own. Okay, so now let's take up 12th. Deepika bought a red ribbon. What kind of a ribbon? Red. So the word red is an adjective here. Okay, so I have done how many for you? 8 for you. Okay. Now how many left? 7. So I hope you can do these on your own. Let's move further to page number 28, exercise D. Underline all the adjectives in the following passage. So here a passage is given to you and what you have to do is you have to underline all the adjectives. Okay, so let's get started. Jodhpur is an important city in Rajasthan. What kind of a city? Important city. So important is what? It's an adjective. It is also known as blue city. What kind of a city? Blue city. It has an impressive fort with very strong and high walls. Okay. So, what kind of fort does it have? Impressive fort. And what kind of walls? Strong and high. There are 7 gates through which one can enter the fort. How many gates? 7. Inside the fort, there are beautiful palaces which are carved from hard sandstone. Now, what kind of palaces are there inside the fort? Beautiful palaces. So, the word beautiful is an adjective here. Now, inside the fort, there are beautiful palaces which are carved from hard sandstone. Now, these palaces are carved from what kind of sandstone? Hard sandstone. There's also a grand museum. What kind of museum? Grand. Which displays interesting thrones, paintings, and weapons. Now, what does the museum display? What kind of thrones, paintings, and weapons are displayed in the museum? Interesting thrones, paintings, and weapons. So, children, all these underlined words are what? They are the adjectives which are there in this passage. Let's move to the next exercise. Exercise E. There are 12 adjectives in column A and 12 nouns in column B. Match the nouns and their adjectives. Okay. Now here, 2 columns are given to you, right? Column A and column B. Now column A has how many adjectives in it? 12. And column B has what? 12 nouns. And what you have to do is, you have to match the nouns with their adjectives. ओके जो नाउन्स गिवन हैं आपको उनको मैच करना है उनके एडजेक्टिव्स के साथ. सो यू हैव टू थिंक विच एडजेक्टिव विल गो विद विच नाउन. नाउ द फर्स्ट इज डार्क. नाउ व्हाट कैन बी डार्क? आउट ऑफ द गिवन नाउन्स, द वर्ड डार्क डिस्क्राइब्स व्हाट? इट डिस्क्राइब्स नाइट. ओके. नेक्स्ट, ग्रीन. Grass. Okay, so we'll match green with grass. Easy. Question. Okay, the word easy describes the question. Smart. Now this adjective can be used for child. Smart child. Next, fresh. Fruit. So we'll match fresh with fruit. Deep. Now what can be deep? Sea. All right. So sky is blue. Next, narrow. We can say street. Narrow street. 12. Month. Tall tree. Long rope. And sweet voice. So children, what have we done just now? We have matched the nouns to their adjectives, or you can say we have matched the nouns to their suitable adjectives. Now page number 29, exercise F. Fill in the blanks with adjectives. Take these adjectives from those given below. So you have some fill in the blanks here. You have to use these words, or you can say you have to use these adjectives to fill in these blanks. First is, I like dash roses. Okay, first I'll read the words or the adjectives which are given in the box for you. Honest, brave, curly, heavy, woolen, careless, 7, large, red, pure. Now using these adjectives, what do you have to do? You have to fill in the blanks. Now first is I like dash roses. What kind of roses? Red roses. Okay. Next, dash children often lose their things. What kind of children lose their things? Those who are careless. So we'll write careless here. Careless. Next, I doubt if you can lift this dash box. What kind of box? Heavy. Okay. Next, in winter, we wear dash clothes. Now this is easy. What kind of clothes do we wear in winters? Woolen. Very good. Next, we need an dash guard for our bank. Now, what kind of guard do we need for our bank? Honest. Honest guard. Next, drinking water should always be dash. It should always be pure. Next, her hair is dash. What will come here, children? Curly. Next, 6 soldiers are very dash. 6 soldiers are very brave. Okay. Next, a week has dash days. How many days are there in a week? 7. And the last is, there is a dash tree near our house. There's a large tree. Alright, so with this we have completed the exercises of the topic adjectives. So that's all for today, children. I hope you have understood the topic. Thank you.